Three, two. You're the one that's doing the intro.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Panel. Today we're going to be talking about the She-Hulk show on Disney Plus. Just wrapped up its 9-episode run for season 1. We're just going to kind of be sharing our thoughts about it. We Lucas and I digested this show in different ways. He was watching it week by week, right?
Yeah, for the
And
most
I was
part.
watching it. I just binged it pretty much. I watched the first episode, and then a few days after, I just did 2 through 9. Um, because I wasn't super hyped about this show, coming off of Miss Marvel and Moon Knight. I wasn't too hyped about it, but I ended up kind of enjoying it. So I mean, where do you wanna start, Lucas?
Honestly, I think we should just talk about like overall. What do you think of the show? Do you think its sitcom vibe worked? Did you personally? I think it worked. I think it was good to have a
Yeah,
sitcom show in the MCU. I just wish they. How do I best explain this? I wish they were more concrete with some of the stuff, like explaining some of the stuff. Like I wish I understood like how Titania got powers or like how any of the other ones got powers. Like they never
yeah,
explained that, which is kind of like I would
yeah,
be fine with like a one-off comment just being like, "Oh, she was exposed to radioactive," or like anything like
yeah.
along those lines.
Sure. I think that's kind of the vibe it gave me though, in a good way, was that it's just sort of like felt like a light comic book that I would pick up.
Yeah.
It just felt like a very like kind of chill, fun, funny lawyer law vibe. So it was a good intersection of a lot of stuff. I feel like, you know, um, it had the like the fun courtroom banter.
Yeah.
It had like the one-on-one lawyer characters that I actually really enjoyed. I really liked Pug.
Yeah, Pug was
I really
funny.
like
The
Yeah, Pug was
Avengers.
really funny.
My
Avengers
my
was good.
drip dealer,
Yeah.
which I
Fucking
immediately thought of Power Broker as soon as I heard that. You got
yeah,
the drip dealer and Power Broker.
yeah. So that was really fun. What was Jennifer's best friend's name? Not something with an N. Nada. Not,
I think let me see.
you know what I'm talking about. She was
Nikki.
really fun.
Nikki.
Nikki. Nikki. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
Nikki
funny.
was really fun. She was a good character. So yeah, it could have, it was sort of like sitcom comedy first, then superhero show.
Yeah.
Was what I kind of felt like, and I didn't mind that. I thought it
Yeah.
was actually kind of fun, and the comedy was good.
I think the first episode is the weakest, but that's just because it has to go through like all the stuff that like you would need like for
Yeah,
origin episodes. Like it wanted to get past the superhero stuff to then move on to being its own show, which is why I liked when like Jen is like, "Oh, you're not gonna stop bothering me until I get through this. So let's just go through this real quick." In like the first episode,
yeah,
and then she just
yeah.
it's just all flashback for the first episode until the end, and
I
then we're
also
right
just
into it.
realized I also just realized that in the first episode, when the rocket or the spaceship, whatever, knocks them off the road, that
Yeah,
they never talk about that again.
no, they do.
But
That's
I guess that's why Hulk went to space.
yeah.
But but they don't like directly address why they were attacked by a spaceship, do they?
No, they don't. So they never outright said it, but the theory is that
Yeah,
like it was basically Hulk's the woman that like had Hulk's kid basically sent
yeah,
the spaceship after him to be like, "Hey, pay your child support payments."
yeah. Okay.
And it just
Yeah,
happened to
bro.
get right in front of them right when Jen
Scar looks Scar looks so goofy though.
bro, that hairline, bro. That
Why do they do him like that? He pulls
did
up with that. Oh
did my man
god.
so dirty with that hairline. Those banner jeans are not good, huh?
Scar is supposed to just have long ass hair.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
I don't get why
Whatever.
they didn't just like have him like literally just look a little bit savage. Like
Yeah,
would have worked perfectly fine.
that was weird. But I do like that they were like, this is Jen's show. We're not gonna, touch on Bruce's shit too much. So
Yeah.
that was fun. It was
And they would
fun.
have little guest appearances, but it wasn't like fully just guest of the week. Like it was like okay, this actually serves to help Jen's story, which her overall
Yeah,
arc was accepting herself as She-Hulk and learning to love herself as Jen. which I think was
Yeah,
very cool.
it was like good guest appearances. We had Mr. Immortal, which was really
Yeah,
fun.
that was
We
really
had
funny.
that was a good episode.
That was probably my favorite like one off like joke character was probably
Yeah,
that one because him being like 8 seconds of straight eye contact unapologetically and he's like,
that's the
you
best you
sure I
can do
can't
on
jump
eye
out the window?
contact. Yeah, that was really funny. Um, I thought he was just gonna be a cameo when he jumped out the window, but then he was in the rest of the episode, so I was like, all right, this is fun.
Imagine if he just straight up died. Like he jumps out the
Yeah,
window, he's just dead, and that's the end of the
yeah,
episode. No rest of the subplot.
yeah.
That would have been funny, but like also not
I
made
know
any sense.
you didn't watch Boba Fett, right?
I've not watched Boba Fett.
You didn't watch Boba Fett. No, so I was watching the Mr. Immortal episode and I was like, why do I know this actor? And it's because he was in Boba Fett, which I like just recently watched.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's like the mayor's like right hand man basically in that
Oh,
show.
okay.
Yeah. So he does good weaselly kind of non confrontational character. So he's good at that. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Leapfrog,
Porcupine.
I really enjoyed that episode. Oh, Porcupine was actually really cool.
Him taking off the suit and everyone being like, "Oh God, when was the last time you took a bath?" That was
Yeah,
like funny.
that was hilarious. Yeah, no, actually that episode was really good.
That was a
Um,
very good
the
episode.
the retreat episode was really fun. El Aguilar and Man Bull
Yeah, a
and
lot of references.
Porcupine. That was a really good deep cut episode. And I love deep cuts, so I was really excited when I saw Porcupine. And he looked
What?
like it was comic accurate too. The Porcupine
Yeah.
suit was actually really surprising.
What did you think about the wrecking crew?
So that I was kind of mad about.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, that I was mad about. I've been asking for Wrecking Crew in the MCU for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I was watching it with my dad, just that episode, and I was like, "Who are these fucking kids?" And then I see a crowbar, and I paused it, and I like got up and walked away.
Yeah,
And I was like,
it's
"Oh, who are these random ass kids with these weapons, bro?"
they could have
Like
been such good TV show
Wrecking
villains.
Crew, yeah, Wrecking Crew, I think can be a joke, but not that much. Like those were just like street punks with like really like lazy looking weapons. Like it wasn't even a full size like
They
Thunderball.
weren't
Like it
even
was,
weapons either. There was like one that literally just had a helmet. It was just Asgardian hard hat, and I was like, "What?"
yeah, that's what
Like,
they reduced pile driver or bulldozer to. I don't know.
yeah, and it was just like, "Oh, this is uninteresting." Like,
I thought it was gonna be like a shocker situation where they were gonna give them to different people after She-Hulk beat those guys up. Like the weapons, they could go to different people. Um, but hopefully they bring those things back. And then like Wrecker was just on the retreat, so that was like
I
whatever. But
I
I
was
just wanted to know
hoping
how the fuck they got those weapons. Like,
I was
just at least
hoping
tell us that.
yeah, they said like they got it from Asgardian construction site, which is just like so what? But
Yeah,
also like I wanted them to appear during Daredevil's episode because like I feel like that would be like an interesting villain group for him to face, like Wrecking
yeah,
Crew. Like that could actually pose
yeah.
a challenge because it's not somebody he can just punch nonstop and just beat the fuck up.
Right,
Like he
right.
would have to be intelligent about it because of magical items. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but they were just a bunch of kids except for Wrecker, I guess. So
yeah, Rip It and
it was
Rip It
odd.
though was cool.
That episode I loved. That episode I loved. The fact that because I saw Leapfrog or I thought it was going to be Frogman actually in the trailer, and I got really excited. And it turns out that he's like actually Leapfrog, who in the original comics that
Was a
was his
villain.
name when he first appeared, and he was a villain for Daredevil. So I was really happy that they did that in that episode, and they did the classic Daredevil suit as well for that, which was cool.
I was
And
expecting them to
that
make
episode
a
was a blast.
I was expecting them to make the oh wait, this is yellow like blind joke.
Yeah, I
I,
thought they were going to.
just to explain
Um,
the yellow, but I'm honestly kind of fine with them not doing that because honestly that's kind of overplayed and like kind of insensitive.
yeah, I guess that would have been too on the nose. But there was another comment that Jen made, and he was like, "Wow, insulting a blind man's clothes." Like, so I
Yeah,
guess that was the closest reference you were gonna get to that. Um,
I love the
but
way
yeah, that episode was awesome.
I love the way Matt was written. Like people were
Yeah.
complaining about him like being too funny. Like this is the vibe of the show. Like of course he's not going to be dark and dreary Matt. Like I don't
Yeah.
expect him to go into a show and be like as depressed as he was in season 3 of Daredevil. This man
Yeah.
has had his life put together at least a couple of years by this point, and
Yeah.
like this man's doing better. Like people should not be like literally wishing for this man to be depressed.
Yeah.
Like people are like he's not mentally ill enough. Like chill. Like y'all, he could let him be happy like for more than
Yeah.
5 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm like messing with my figure. I'm trying to make it stand. There we go.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I was like trying to get the Magnum Ranger figure to stand. Um, but yeah, no,
Yeah, but it was a really fun episode. That was one of my favorites for sure.
the fight scene with Daredevil was cool too.
I like how they did their own hallway
Yeah,
scene.
and then him
That was
being like
fun.
the guy being like, "Wait, are you a lawyer too?" And he's like, "No, I'm just really into lawyer procedurals."
Yeah, that was fun.
I do wish the show. I'm not gonna lie, as someone who studies law and stuff like that, I do wish the show leaned more into the aspects of the courtroom. Like it was very, very like surface level, which is kind of sad because like you
Yeah,
can really notice that when Daredevil shows up because the minute that he enters into the courtroom, like you can tell the writers that wrote his dialogue can write a law show, and then just
yeah,
in comparison, it just felt like such a gap.
right. That's why when Matt walked into the courtroom, that was such a good scene because he was like throwing all this shit back at Jen, and he was like, "Actually, this," and he was like had really good rebuttals for her
Yeah,
case, and so that was really good. Um, I do feel you on the surface level thing, but I think it was done enough and spread across the show enough that it felt like it was an important part of Jen's personality.
yeah,
Um, but I think it was an interview that you pointed out to me when the show had first come out. They were like, "Yeah, we realized we didn't know how to write law scenes or something."
yeah.
Remember that?
The
So
writers specifically said that.
yeah, that made me nervous. But the courtroom scenes were actually, I thought, well written.
Yeah.
Were there a ton of them? Not really, but I thought they were well done for what they were.
Hopefully, since it's already confirmed to get a second season.
Oh, it is okay.
Yeah, it's already confirmed.
Okay.
The Kevin Feige robot decided second season.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kevin. Overall, it was a really fun show, though, I would say.
yeah, no, it was good. Some people are complaining way too much about it and not like they're like, oh, I need all my lore. Like, chill.
And the other thing I really liked about it was that similar to the Sam Cap situation, they immediately combated the backlash that it would have in the real world,
Yeah,
um, which is great. And that's what I love about the original uh, Cap Sam Wilson comic was that they had like an ongoing subplot in the story where like people hated him on social media, people were being assholes to him all over the internet. And so to put that in the form of intelligentsia, I thought was a fun reference
yeah, very
to Marvel's intelligentsia. Made it a more serious like part of the plot.
like a
I
subreddit.
kind of wish, yeah, exactly. I kind of wish that leader was the kind of like leader of intelligentsia.
Yeah, he
Um,
didn't appear at all. Which I mean, after all those rumors, I thought he was guaranteed to appear, and then he just never did, which was kind of wild.
it was weird because at the end of one of the episodes they showed like all those weapons to take like the special needles to take her blood and stuff.
Yeah,
And then they like I get the joke of throwing that plot out the window at the end, but it also felt like they built up to it too much to just throw it away.
yeah,
Should should Todd have injected himself with it? No, that's kind of corny.
that was
But
corny. Yeah,
they should have at least kept that as a plot because when they showed they showed like a lab with all these tools and shit, I was like, okay, so someone serious is funding this. Like this has to be
yeah.
leader. So that was a little odd.
Like it would have been
Um,
cool if Todd was like the fake, like almost like pull. They could have made a joke about the Mandarin. They could have literally made a joke about the Mandarin. Had Todd be
right.
the quote unquote face of it, and then literally have leader be like the actual leader.
Yeah.
Like
So that was a little odd. Um, and that's really one of the few complaints I have is that.
You know what's really really weird is that the Abomination model looked better than She-Hulk's too. Like I get that Hulk's model would look better because Infinity War and Endgame, etc. Like I get that, but like Abomination looked way too good in comparison to She-Hulk's. Like
He
it,
looked really good, and I still don't. It just didn't. It didn't look realistic enough. Like there was lighting issues with her CGI. There
yeah,
was like
the
a lot of
hair.
issues. The hair thing not
I
being curly, I thought was weird. Like,
Yeah,
why you got to
I
change the
I
hair?
just I just couldn't get like when I looked at She-Hulk, I couldn't think, okay, that is the same actress. Like I wouldn't that my brain was
Yeah,
just not registering that compared to like when I see
yeah,
Smart Hulk, like I'm like, oh, that's Mark Ruffalo. Like
right.
I get that that's the same actor behind that.
Yeah, yeah,
It just felt very weird.
yeah.
Hopefully
It's a bit
that
odd.
gets improved.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it can only really be seen as a budget thing, I guess, because like they have the tools to do it. They have the animators. They have the budget. Like,
they're
right?
just
I mean,
overworking their VFX artists.
I guess so.
Yeah, but I also wanted to ask you, what did you think about the fourth wall breaks? Do you think they should have done more? I personally think they should have done more, because the ending would have paid off more if there was more throughout, like each
Yeah,
of the couple episodes.
I think that it was like a gradual increase of how often she would fourth wall break. And I guess that was the idea.
Yeah,
It wasn't too heavily focused on, but it was a gradual increase. Like it started very small, just like maybe once an episode to more and more. So yeah, I could definitely understand the argument for more. But I thought the fourth wall breaks were fun, a good idea. I'm glad that we have that
they
before Deadpool now in the MCU properly
oh yeah, true.
in the proper MCU.
I know that they took a lot of inspiration from Fleabag, and as someone who watched Fleabag
Uh,
very recently, Um, man, I mean, literally no show compares to the fourth wall breaks and Fleabag. Like they're amazing because she'll
mhm.
literally like fourth wall break in the middle of a conversation to interject one comment and then go right back into the conversation. Like
Right.
it is like the actress got it so flawlessly. Like she would be like, "Hey, nice to meet you." He's a dick. Oh, how are you? Like literally just like that quick. And
That's
like
good.
I kind of wanted that a little bit from She-Hulk. Like I would love if
Yeah.
she was like, "Hey Todd, he's awful. How's everything been?" Like just like quick comments just so that we wouldn't need to like quote unquote like have them explain their origin.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a decent show. I'm excited to see where it goes, and I mean, I like the ending of just breaking everything and just saying hi to Kevin Feige and him being like, "Please transform off screen, please."
Yeah. That was good too.
And Daredevil was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I would say it was a good show. You feel really bad for Jen, so I thought it was really effective in
Oh
doing
yeah,
that.
poor
Like
Jen,
episode,
bro.
yeah, I just felt awful for Jen a lot of the time.
She did not
So it was,
deserve to be locked up for that shit. Like what?
yeah. I empathize with her a lot, and it was compelling in that way. I thought that was well done. Um, I the only thing that's the one thing I was mad about in the finale is that we didn't get to see Josh because I just wanted Josh to just get curb stomped like
Yeah.
so bad. But I guess Todd will get the legal problems, and then maybe they'll find Josh down the line or something. But
Who would you want to
I'm
see
an
in
asshole.
season two as a throwaway character,
Throwaway character.
as like
I mean
as a case of the
they
week?
showed yeah. I mean they showed that just about anything's possible. So it could be any goofy villain. It
I
could
think
be
they
I
should
don't
do
know.
3D Man. I think that would be hilarious.
Three
And
Man would
but
be
like he
good.
actually like has 3D vision instead of it being like he sees scrolls. It's like literally he just sees everything in 3D
Yeah,
or something like that. Like just
yeah.
make it goofy.
There's a lot of options, and I'm glad that She-Hulk wasn't afraid to go to those obscure characters. So yeah, they could
Ooh,
definitely keep that up.
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl could be good.
That would be funny if she gets sued because one of her squirrels attacked like someone else's garden or something like.
Yeah, yeah,
And like what's the name of that
exactly.
one squirrel? Chip, I think is.
Chippy.
Yeah, Chippy. It's like she's like Chippy wouldn't hurt a fly, and he's like literally making a nest in She Hulk's hair or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that good show. But yeah, remember to like, subscribe, support your local comic shop, and read comics.
Peace.